For breeding fishes in aquarium, it is usually best to set up a spawning or breeding tank for your fish. This way, you can create the ideal environment for the fish and remove the parents once the fry are born so that they don't get eaten by mom and dad. The ideal spawning environment varies depending on the fish species and the nature of their breeding process. Cleanliness is especially important for a spawning tank, as any bacteria or parasites would quickly kill off the fry and make any eggs infertile. You also need to ensure that the water temperature, pH levels, water hardness, are correct for the fish you are planning to breed. Many fish like to hide away as part of the breeding ritual. So, you need to provide plenty of caves and lush planting. Some fish species can become quite aggressive during spawning. So, you need to make sure that there's plenty of space in your spawning tank so that the fish can avoid each other when necessary. Before you can expect your fish to breed, they must be in good health and free from diseases and parasites. If you're buying fish especially for breeding purposes, quarantine them for at least 10 days before introducing the fish to the spawning tank. In the weeks before breeding, feed the fish a high-protein diet that contains live food. That helps to bring the fish into prime condition for spawning and makes successful breeding more likely. A good and efficient filtration system is very important. You will also need to cover the filter intake with a sponge so that the fry doesn't get sucked into the pump. You can make money from breeding fish, but that depends on the fish species you choose to breed. Breed fish that are in high demand. There's no point in breeding fish that no one wants. Breed expensive and rare fish that are generally the easiest to breed. Guppies are probably the easiest fish to breed in the aquarium. These fish are also called millions fish, which gives you a clue as to the prolific breeding habits. And since a female guppy can store sperm for up to a year and produce fry without mating, you could breed guppies without the need for males. The next on the list is the platy fish. These are also known as very prolific breeders. In this respect they are not too different from the guppies and mollies. They are prepared to breed even without your specific encouragement. They are also live bearers, just like the guppies and mollies. What you should do is put some males and females together in the same tank and provide perfect conditions for breeding. This means the right water temperature and cleanness should be maintained. They will start breeding when they are mature, at about the age of 4 months. When mature, female platyfish are larger than the males. Mollies are gorgeous little fish that belong to the same family as guppies. There are several varieties of mollies, including rotund balloon mollies, elegant sailfin mollies, and brightly colored common shortfin mollies. Be careful not to overcrowd these fish, or the males can become nippy during spawning. The swordtail fish are very beautiful fish to keep in your tank. They are not demanding and don't require too much of your time, but they are also very active breeders. Swordtail fish are live bearers. The swordtail fish will breed actively without any major intervention from the owner. They are also similar to other fishes in a sense that they tend to eat the fry they make, so make sure that you either put the fry in a separate breeding tank and grow them there, or make sure that there is a lot of vegetation in your tank where the fry will be able to hide. Live-bearer fishes are very easy to breed compared to egg-laying fishes. Egg-laying fishes need little more effort and care because you need to take steps to prevent the other fishes in the tank from eating the eggs before the eggs have a chance to hatch. Zebra danios make an excellent addition to a peaceful community setup. These are active little fish that make a sparkling display when swimming in a school. Unlike most fish species, zebra danios are monogamous, remaining loyal to their partner for their whole life. Corydoras, often called cory catfish, are awesome fish that live on the bottom of your tank. They are egg layers and stick their eggs around the tank. There are a lot of varieties and they come in different sizes. When you want to breed your corydoras, you should take 2 male fish for every female fish. Because corydoras are hard to sex when they are not fully matured, you can introduce a group of 5 to 7 corydoras into your tank. With these numbers, it is super likely that you have at least 1 female and 1 male that are sexually mature. The strategy is to first feed a lot of food with a lot of nutrients like blood worms and brine shrimp combined with pellets. If you feed them multiple times per day, they will know there is enough food available for their fry, which helps them spawn. After feeding your corydoras this diet for a couple of days, you should lower the water temperature that is a couple of degrees lower than your regular tank water. This simulates rain season and will cause your fish to lay their eggs. They stick their eggs throughout the aquarium, most of the times on the glass. Gouramis are stunning fish to look at but also great fish to keep in your tank. The breeding process with gouramis is quite different from other fish. After breeding with the females, the males will build a nest in the water. Once the eggs are laid, the males will take the eggs into their nest and protect them from other fish and females until they are hatched. The presence of other fishes near the nest make them aggressive, which is why you should put the females into a separate tank. Angelfish are popular aquarium fish and they are revered as graceful in the way they swim and behave, and for their stunning appearance that bring up life in any aquarium. If you have a pair in your community tank, they usually will start breeding. You can encourage this by feeding them protein-rich food and keeping the water conditions pristine. Betta fishes are stunning specimens and are also very unique. For breeding to happen, you need to have the right conditions in your tank, but also you need to make sure that there is only one male in the tank, with a female or two. Breeding better fish can be quite challenging, but when you do so, it is much more rewarding. The better conditions there are, the more chance you have for breeding. You need to introduce the female to the male slowly. Once you get them together, mating will begin. Once the eggs are laid, it will be the male that will care for the eggs. This is when you should remove the female from the tank. For the fry to develop, make sure that you provide the right conditions. Tiger barb is one of the most beautiful of aquarium fish. In an aquarium, tiger barbs will easily grow to 2 inches. These fish need a tank with an abundance of swimming space. Tiger barbs are easy to breed and make an excellent choice for hobby breeders. They should be conditioned before breeding. Tiger barbs are temporary paired spawners, meaning they bond only for the short period that's required for spawning. When they are sexually ripe, males will show bright orange-red colors on their mouth and fins, and females are less bright in color with rounded belly. They usually spawn in the morning. Since tiger barbs are egg eaters, parents should be immediately removed after spawning.